Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new week, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are in round one. We've got Dragon Link on the left versus the B.A.S.E.D deck, the Brave Artifact Souls Enforcer Dragons deck, whatever you want to call it. This is actually not from my locals this past Saturday. I didn't get to go because I had other obligations. This is actually some matches I had recorded a week or two prior, which I've been getting in the habit of doing and recording on days that I don't normally record, because I have two locals each week and I only normally record on one, but I'm starting to record on both just so in case I need backup matches, you know, I still have content for you guys, and this is one of them, so I hope you guys enjoy either way. But we're gonna see Dragon Link go first here. And this player does not typically play Dragon Link, at least at locals anyways, is mainly on Sky Striker. You guys have probably seen this player on the channel a few times before on the Sky Striker deck, so playing something a little different here this time around. We'll see him go ahead and link into Seals and then follow up with Quick Launch into Rocket Tracer. And going for the Seals here very early on has helped to play around Nibiru, because that does get tributed off by the Nibiru, of course, and go ahead and summon out Red MD to continue to extend and make more plays. We're going to see him activate Boot Sector Launch, and that is going to destroy, well, summon out the Tracer, rather. Well, let me rephrase that. He's going to go ahead and use Rocket Tracer, not Boot Sector. Tracer destroy Sector. That's going to summon out Recharger, Synchro for Burrow Savage, and equip it with the Striker Dragon with one counter, set a back row. And I believe that will do it for his turn. And as he passes turn here, let's take a look at the poll results. Ask you guys who you thought was going to win. And about just shy of 600 votes. And it looks like B.A.S.E.D is in the lead by only about 4% at 52% to Dragon Link's 48%. So let's see if you guys are correct here to start off the week. And we're going to see our base player, my good friend Adam, lead off with the Rite of Aramasir. He's been bouncing around between decks lately. I think he's now currently on the Adventurer Prank Kid deck, which is interesting. Yeah, like my friend Nick on the left is usually playing Sky Striker, but he's mixing up with Dragon Link, and my friend Adam has also been mixing it up a lot too lately. Just trying to get some use out of the Brave engine, obviously because of how expensive it is, so makes sense to try to want to get as much use out of it as possible, because who knows how long it'll be full power. And then we're going to see Rite and Fateful Adventure, get the token, get Wandering Griffin Rider. All very standard plays. And we're going to see the normal summon a Despot 1. And we'll see our Dragon Link player if they have a response here. And I mean, this is kind of a threat. Only so much so. We're going to see Seals activate, Griffin Rider activate, Burrow Savage activate in response to the Griffin. We're going to see a Droplet pitching a second copy of Fateful from the hand to attempt to go ahead and negate the Burrow Savage. And then we're going to go ahead and see Tidying go ahead and bounce the Savage and bounce back the Deskbot, which I believe was the same target to be bounced by Spheres. And Burrow Savage, I believe, will actually end up resolving because it was not on the field to be negated by the Droplet, since he only pitched a spell, so he could respond with traps or monsters. So yeah, the Seals will resolve. Well, I mean, the Tiding ended up bouncing the Deskbot, so it really doesn't. That was a very, very long chain link there, but all over the normal summon of a Deskbot 001, forcing out so much because, you know, you can't really let Halka Fibrax come out. Although, to be fair, I mean, you could have let Halk. I mean, Halk's not going to be able to summon anything, though, if he only plays one Deskbot, right? What's really the issue there at the end of the day? And if you think about it, if he's going to normal the Deskbot, what's he going to do with it, right? If he's going to go for a Halk play like you might think he is, right? What are you exactly... how exactly is Griffin Rider live after you either link off the Rider or the token, right? You know, where's exactly the threat there? So I don't know if necessarily all of that was needed. But both players forcing out a lot of cards right at the very start, all over the normal summon of a Deskbot 001. Very interesting interaction. And we will see that Seals resolve, summoning out Absa that will get destroyed in battle by the token. And then we're going to see him get the search off the Absa. I believe he added a Tracer, linking off the token and Link Spider, going to Veritate Anaconda. And then we're going to see Anaconda resolve. So go ahead and dump the fusion spell, and with it, the bricks. I wonder how many times Enforcer has been summoned on the channel since its release. Be interesting if somebody's been keeping track of that statistic. I would like to know. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and see him summon the Enforcer here. He does have the Celestial follow-up. It looks like he won't have much else past that. You see Dragon Link, normal summon, a Rocket Tracer, then activating the effect of Abso Router in hand to go ahead and special summon it to the board. Really doesn't have to worry about too much here, just a DPE pop, but in a simplified game state like this, could be pretty impactful. Really doesn't have much, if at all, any follow-up in the grave. I mean, he has Tidying, but no Dragon-made Chamber made in the grave at this point. So we're going to see him go ahead and link 2 for a copy of Crystron Halka Fibrax. So we're going to see him go for Halk here. This is going to be Chainlink 1 Halk, Chainlink 2 Absa is going to go ahead and retrieve the not Synchron. We'll go ahead and go for... Okay, going to go for Synchron here. And then we're going to see him summon out the Gamma off of the Halka Fibrax. Normal summon already committed here. So we'll see what the play from here is going to be. He has Ash in hand as well. Then we're going to see him go for a Link 2, perhaps a Link 3. I was going to say Nightmare Unicorn could be a possibility here, but I mean, at this point, I just see him chaining DPE and clearing the Unicorn anyways. But I mean, I guess DPE is forced out, but at what cost? Really don't have much follow-up here. Just have Ash in hand. And, you know, who knows? It could be enough, right, to stop a play, a follow-up play here. Might take a little bit of damage, but might be able to make some sort of a comeback play next turn. We'll see Fateful Adventure. Attempt to activate to go ahead and search. That's going to get ashed frame 1. And essentially now our base player has, you know, free to play here as far as he's concerned. I mean, no cards in the opponent's hand, nothing in the grave. Pretty much go crazy here. We're going to see that Deskbot get normal summon here, and it's going to resolve this time around. And we'll see him go ahead and scoop our Dragon Link player, seeing that that's probably going to be enough. And we're on to a game 2. We're going to see my friend Nick lead here, going first with the quick launch. And we're going to see him summon out the Rocket Synchron. Looks like he will, yeah, deciding on the Rocket Synchron here. I see a copy of Token Collector in hand as well, and Dragon's Ravine. Pretty nice 2-card combo to have there against a deck like this. Not only do you shut off the tokens from the Adventurer engine, but you also shut off the tokens from the Auroradon stuff. So, yeah, very high impact sort of hand trap, if you will, against this particular deck, where it might not really seem like it, but tokens, of course, do play a very big role in what the deck is capable of doing. And Dragon Ravine is going to offer a perfect discard outlet for it, because not only does Token Collector activate in hand, but also we can activate in grave, which is really strong. We're going to see this Ravine go ahead and resolve. I imagine we'll go ahead and send Absa out of here to get access to Tracer. Yep, there it is, Absa, usually being the typical send target in most cases for Dragon Link. To go ahead and get access to Tracer, and then they can play Boot, summon out the Tracer, and then, you know, Tracer effect, summon Recharger, go into Chaos Ruler, you know, kind of extend from there. But he did hard open the Red MD here, so he's going to go ahead and banish the Tracer, and that's going to activate Red MD now to go ahead and spec back the Synchron. We're going to see him link 2 for a copy of the Seals. Again, trying to protect against Nibiru here. Also has a copy of Levianeer in hand, so opening up pretty strong here in game 2, gotta say. And being able to put up, hopefully, a better board than we saw in game 1, which was just Seals Savage. Not a terrible end board, but definitely, of course, could be better. Dragon Link definitely capable of being much better here. Now, especially with you add the Token Collector on top of that, our base player must have opened pretty good to be able to, you know, beat this board here. We're going to go ahead and see him summon out the Levy, and he is going to be able to activate the effect to rip a card by banishing all Darks, I believe. And he's going to go ahead and shuffle one back letting his opponent start with one less card next turn. Now we're going to see the Boot Sector get played over top of the Ravine, and a Ghost Ogre surviving the hand rip, clearing the Boot Sector, slowing down our Dragon Link player by quite a bit. Ghost Ogre coming in very clutch against pretty much any deck with continuous spells and field spells, because they got to stay face up on the field to resolve, and Ghost Ogre does not, allow for that. Of course, so long as the card doesn't activate on activation, because Ghost Ogre can only hit cards that are already face up on the field, and if you activate a continuous spell that activates as soon as the card is played, the effect, I don't believe you can Ghost Ogre that, because I believe Ghost Ogre very specifically is worded in the fact that it does have to hit monsters or spell and trap cards, effects that are already on the field. So you can, Dark Contract with the Gate, for example. You play it, and then you can activate its effect afterwards. It doesn't happen once the spell itself is activated. I know it can be a little confusing sometimes, but that's just why Ghost Ogre is pretty decent in this format. A lot of continuous spells being played, and even a lot of the other decks that have been in the meta for a little while also slightly hindered by the Ghost Ogre as well. We're going to see our B.A.S.E.D player lead. It sounds like I'm saying base player, but leading with the Tenyi package, going for B.A.S.E.D and linking into Monk. And we're going to see him activate B.A.S.E.D, and then we're going to see him chain Seals to bounce back the Monk. And then we're going to see Seals activate, summoning out a copy of Starleash Seifert. And now we're going to see our B.A.S.E.D player. It's such a weird thing to say. I'm still getting used to it. Activating Small World now. Starting with Celestial. And we'll see what he's able to bridge off of that. Seems like a very awkward point to start, because Celestial is a Dark Warrior, level 4. I'm unsure if it's attack and defense, but I'm very curious to see what he's actually going to be able to go ahead and bridge here off of this. It looks like he will bridge with Red Rose Dragon. And I assume the only thing that matches there is Dark. Would have to be my guess, because again, I can't really tell with how small the preview screen is I'm watching on. We can go ahead and expand a little bit, but I believe the only thing that is matching there is Dark. And then the only thing that matches between Enchantress and Red Rose is the fact that they're level 3. So that's going to allow me to turn Celestial into an Enchantress. But I'm really unsure as to how helpful that is going to be, especially considering Token Collector still in the mix. Once Right resolves, and he gets that Fateful, Token Collector comes out, and that's pretty much going to stop him in his tracks, it looks like. And as we head into a game 3, I'd like to mention a quick shout out to the ways that you guys can support the channel, either by using my discount code WinnerKills10 at checkout on Imperium Duelist, or by using the affiliate links I have to TCG Player and the Coldest Water at the links below. Definitely check that out. And in game 3, we're going to see B.A.S.E.D go first here, leading with a Tenyi Spirit B.A.S.E.D, and then E-Tellying into one of the Punk monsters, who's going to pay 6 to search the Foxy Tune. I believe there's two separate Punk monsters. They both pay 6. I believe they're the level 3 ones. Pay 6, so one searches a spell or trap, and the other searches a monster. But we'll see Foxy Tune activate, pitching itself, and a Fairy Tale Snow. Still really getting used to seeing this card back in the game after so long. And be able to spec out another Punk from the deck. So we're going to see him summon out another Punk. And right now, has the opportunity to go for Hulk. Also has the opportunity to go for Baron de Fleur here, which is kind of important. And looking at our Dragon Link player's hand here, I see Droplet, Token Collector, Gamma, Valor, and Nibiru. 5 going second cards in the opening hand. It's going to be a very rough turn here for our B.A.S.E.D player. And, yeah, this is one of those hands that's going to punish every bit of overextension. But it's hard to play around, because this is one of those typical hands that you really aren't going to be too trained to try to play around as a hand, a handful of 5 hand traps, 5 interruptions, maybe 1 or 2, possibly 3, but anything past that is just very difficult to try to go ahead and continue to play through or even predict. So we're going to see Souls, we'll see Illusion of Chaos grab Souls, and then we'll see Souls dump the Illusion. And then we're going to see the Magician's Souls go ahead and dump the Dangerous Gabu, which is the Punk Trap that basically acts as like Imperm. He'll dump that off for a draw 1. We'll see him get into Halka Fibrax here. And he's going to go ahead and Veiler the Hulk, but we're going to see a cross-out Designator on that Veiler. And it looks like it is going to resolve. It looked like our Dragon Link player wanted to try and chain Nibiru there, but I mean, he does have the Nib Gamma combo, which is really, really strong. And I imagine we'll see that here. So he's already played through the Veiler. You know, that's one hand trap, right? But you've got to put up another interruption very, very soon, because this is still a very fragile board and can get taken out with any Nib combo, like Nib plus any, you know, another negation, whether it be Imperm or another Veiler, or Gamma in this case. And once that Auroradon resolves and Despot comes out, we're going to see the Nibiru activate Baron, chain Gamma, and that is going to wipe the entire slate clean. Yeah, so the token, well, not token, the so Gamma resolving first, then Nibiru. So the Gamma and Driver should be tributed, just making sure that does happen there. Yep. Sometimes it's easy to forget. And that will actually add to the token's stats. And the token is absolutely colossal at this point, I imagine. You have the Auroradon attack, you have the Despot attack, you have the Baron, plus the Driver and the Gamma itself, all adding together for a very strong token. Even defense-wise, I would imagine. I don't believe that the regular Nibiru will be able to get over it. And because he has all lights engraved, he is able to actually spec out Chaos Dragon Levianeer from hand, thanks to the Nib actually tributing off the Gamma and the Driver, actually helping out get a body on field here, since he did not really draw into any engine, drawing Levy for turn. I mean, it is a dragon. It's not really the dragon you really want to see, though. We're going to see Fairy Tale Snow get summoned here, though. It's going to book Nibiru face down, and we will see Levy actually clear the token, so it must have just had just enough defense. That's something that 3K could get over, I guess. And yeah, that's always going to be able to do for turn, unfortunately. He will have to play through a Droplet, though, and Token Collector, of course, is still in the mix, but the opportunity to use Token Collector, I think, is come and gone. Well, not necessarily. We're going to see him go for Yazi here with the help of the Rose engine, the Black Rose Dragon engine, or the Dragon's part, the D in B.A.S.E.D. Summoning out Yazi. Yazi, a very, very strong card here. And we're going to go ahead and see a Droplet on Yazi. And we're also seeing the Red Rose. Yeah. I believe a step was skipped here on accident. That the Red Rose was supposed to spec out the Rocks Rose and then getting the search of the Basil Rose shoot, which acts as a Monster Reborn here. But of course, the on-field effect of Yazi getting negated. But he could still potentially crash the Yazi to go ahead and summon out Mare and do a bunch of cool plays from there. Especially that he has the level 3 tuner on field right now, I believe. So we will see him go battle phase. And he will crash the Yazi into the Levianeer, and we're going to see Mare get summoned now. Mare is going to activate its effect to go ahead and summon a token, and we're going to see Token Collector. I believe once all 3 tokens are summoned, or I think you might have only used it one time there, and on the first token, we're going to see Token Collector get summoned. But you know, he still has 2 monsters, and we're going to see him go for Dagda. And then we're going to see him chain the Basil Rose Shoot, or we'll activate Basil Rose Shoot, and then chain Dagda to it to set Artifact Scythe. And we'll revive Rocks Rose Dragon here. And I think we all know what's coming next. We're going to see him go for a Link 2, and that of the Anaconda. And then Anaconda pay 2k here for the Enforcer. So now has the Scythe lock set up for next turn, which is really, really strong. And our Dragon Link player is top decking right now. He's pretty much blown through all of the interruptions that he unfortunately opened with, and draws into, couldn't really tell what that was. Looks like a Seifert. Yeah, so top decking into Seifert here, but unfortunately it's a turn or two too late. We're going to see Enforcer activate, popping the Safer and the Scythe activating, and extra deck locking here. Fusion Destiny, well, yeah, I think Fusion Destiny still resolving here, destroying the Enforcer in the end phase, even if it's summoned after Anaconda or with Anaconda. Now at this point, it's just up to our B.A.S.E.D player to decide whether or not he can actually close the game out here. We're going to see him summon Fairy Tale Snow, banishing 7. And just leaving, basically, everything that isn't, getting rid of everything that isn't Celestial and Dasher, I guess. And then we're going to see, right resolve here. And that is just going to be it. And B.A.S.E.D taking the match 2-1. Unfortunately, our Dragon Link player did not open up Super Stellar there in Game 3, opening up way too many defensive cards, but it happens sometimes. And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine level channel members, and they are Tweeter0226, Ponystart, Cadillacs84, Keith Sitters, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your extremely kind and generous support of the channel.